Now, our next guest, shot to fame in 1988 in the sci-fi comedy Red Dwarf, became a huge hit and ran for an incredible 8 series. Since 2005, he's been better known as Corrie's philandering cabbie, Lloyd Mullaney. Here's a sneak preview from tonight's show where Lloyd is trying to impress his recently discovered daughter.
You drink wine?
Yeah. Do you?
Me? Oh, yes, I love wine. Hey, in moderation. Yeah, this is my favourite after-work pit stop for a nice glass of chilled dry white. I mean, I do occasionally have a lager, but mostly it's wine. You develop a palate for it in the end.
Really? Do you have any particular favourite grape varieties or wine-growing regions?
New World.
She has that look that only daughters give fathers, hasn't she? Please welcome Craig Charles.
I was trying to think where we first met, and it must have been on Wogan, and it must have been about 1986.
Yes.
I can't believe we're both still getting away with it.
Another I won't rat on you if you don't rat on me.
Oh, it's
a
good
long
to
time
see you,
ago, I
man.
remember we met in a lift. I think we were both going up to the studio floor or whatever.
Well, we've gone to the reception to drink wine, actually, afterwards.
Oh, goodness. So, goes round, comes round. You're still drinking wine on
Still
Corrie.
drinking wine.
What a character. What a character. It's fun to play.
Oh, he's lovely to play. It's kind of, you know, it's like he's a godsend, really, and he's kind of become like the conscience of the street. I need my own agony aunt column, you know, like Lloyd's letters, because everyone comes to Lloyd with their problems and stuff like that, and he really has got a good heart, and it's a fantastic story to play. I mean, it's like, you know, he's bumped into a lady that he had a short affair with 30 years ago, and all of a sudden he finds out that he's got a daughter who's like 28. I know, I look far too young. But, you know, he finds out that he had a daughter 28 years ago that he never knew. So it's kind of very bittersweet for him because, you know, although he's really chuffed, because he's always wanted to be a dad, and he's really chuffed that he's got this daughter, but he's lost the first 28 years of her life as well. So it's a very poignant, bittersweet story, and it's really great to play because Lloyd gets to play a lot of the comedy stuff with Steve McDonald, you know, just farting about. And it's great to do some of the emotional stuff as well, you know.
It's the one thing that Corrie does, I think, and it's sort of personal opinion, I think Corrie does humour and wit better than any other soap because they go from tragedy to comedy, and you're not frightened of being funny in Corrie, which is what I mean, and giving people a good laugh. And to be the character who's responsible for a lot of that must be great fun.
Oh, it's great. I mean, like people, I mean, I love it when you get a really sort of bittersweet scene where, you know, there's people crying and it's really emotional, and then they'll cut to Norris in the corner shop, you know, talking about, you know, peppermints or something like that. And it's like, you know, it's really cleverly written and really very well noticed.
What's the recognition been like since you've been doing Corrie? Because that's sort of mega, isn't it, really?
Well, it's like...
Red Dwarf was pretty mega, though, so it's so different.
Yeah, but, I mean, this is on it takes it to a whole different level. You've got to realise that, I mean, this show's been going on for over 50 years, you know. It's invited to everyone's living room. Like, 10 million people watch it a night. So you can't go anywhere, you know. You go shopping and people are looking in your basket, you know, seeing what you're buying. An awful lot of wine. And, you know, sort of like...
New world.
New world. And you can't really go anywhere without people being recognised. But people have such a fondness for it and such an enjoyment of the show that it's never a hardship, it's never a burden. I mean, it's a great job.
Do you really look forward to going to work? They always talk about Corrie as being... Anybody who's in it says... And people who go in it new say it's like joining a family and they're so welcoming.
Oh, it's true. I mean, I didn't think I was going to stay 7 years. And it's one of those shows that once you're in it, you really don't want to leave because you don't feel like you're working. You go, you know, they look after you really well. You get great scripts. The crew are fantastic. The cast are brilliant. There's no egos. Everyone... Because you've got to realise we're making 2.5 hours drama a week, so there's no room for, like, loads of egos and stuff like that. You just get down, muck in, do your job, go home.
How on earth you're going to fit in Red Dwarf, I don't know, but this is turn up for the books, isn't it? It was hugely popular, great cult show, and you're doing more of them.
I know, we just finished, it starts October 4, Red Dwarf 10, the search for Red Dwarf 9. Because Red Dwarf 9 never happened.
The chances are you'll never find it then.
Unless I was really drunk at the time. So, yeah, it's Red Dwarf 10, and it's like we're all back together, the same writer, all the cast back together.
Really?
And I was really, a bit worried about it, because it's got a great legacy, Red Dwarf, and I didn't really want to mess it mess it up. But the scripts arrived and they were just so beautifully written and they're so funny. And I thought it was going to be a bit like, you know, Grumpy Old Men in Space, you know, because we're all quite a bit older now. You know, I thought it was all going to be jokes about us having to push when we take a leak and things like this. Yeah, you get it. But it wasn't, and we've actually aged quite well. I mean, Chris Barry looks fantastic. And
what's he been doing, Chris? Because he was the British Empire was huge. Has he just been away doing things he's not been telling us about?
Well, you know, he always big on voiceovers, so you know, a lot of voiceovers and stuff like that. And he was Lara Croft's butler in the Tomb Raider films, so he got to do that whole Hollywood experience as well.
Good heavens!
Although they did flop a bit, though, those films.
Oh, we won't say that. Was everybody glad, Chris included, to come back? Was everybody willing to give it another go?
We couldn't wait to do it, and you know, it's as I say, the scripts are great, and plus, like, it's so long now that it's so easy, and you can make things a lot cheaper, and you can make them look a lot better because the special effects are all sort of in place. Because we were really ahead of the game when we first made it, so it looks fantastic. It's really funny, and I'm dead chuffed with it.
There are a lot of happy people out there, both in terms of Corrie and this current storyline, and in terms of Red Dwarf. Lovely to see you again. We must meet up again in another 50 years. My thanks to Craig Charles. Thanks,